where I'm at with my balls and my guns out. And then I said, you can stand behind me if you're afraid.
Did he hit you back?
No, I don't think he will. Fuck the government, by the way. Like, you don't owe these people. They're your fucking employees. We are not subjects of a fucking kingdom. We are citizens of a constitutional republic. Fuck these motherfuckers. You don't owe them any of your money. You don't owe them any of your fucking liberty. God damn it, dude.
That's nuts, man.
It's pretty nuts, but the only reason it happens is because people allow it to happen. That's it. Like, every time you tell these motherfuckers no, and to be honest, this guy should file civil complaints, sue the ATF and the Delaware State Police for.
They think they know it. I've been praying for somebody to save me. No one's heroic in my life, don't even matter. I know it, I know it. I know I'm hurt deep down, but can't show it. I never had a place to call my own. I never had a home. Ain't nobody calling my phone. Where you been? Where you at? What's on your mind? They say every life precious, but nobody care about mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I want you to be
Woo. All right, welcome back to the Death by Tyranny podcast. A little bit of rocky start there. Some things came loose there. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, I was a little bit too focused on the GOP debates, and I think it was for a little bit of a good reason. I think we've all seen now that it doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, they're going to try to stop Trump from running in 2024. I think their best outcome scenario is this guy is literally running for office in a jail cell. Now, he has so much money, I don't see in which planet that would ever happen. I think they will try to align some things to make it the worst optical appearance as they can for Trump. But if you've not noticed, everything that they've done has kind of backfired. This mugshot in Fulton County has turned into a fundraiser for Trump. And for good reason. I want one. I'm almost hoping this spawns a new hat. I don't have the white Trump hat yet. I have the America First hat. I have the Make America Great Again hat. I really want the white one. I think the white one looks dope. We got to have an orange one now. The orange jumpsuit Trump 2024 hat. So if anybody from Trump's campaign is listening and wants to give me some kickback from that, maybe have like a embroidered stitched logo of Trump in like a jumpsuit or something, feel free to contact me. All donations are greatly appreciated. But I think at this point it helps. And I did a podcast on this. I said, at this point, I don't know. 2-3 years ago, I could have sworn that the Democrats were almost smarter than us. They were willing to stoop to new lows. They're willing to do anything and everything to win, whether it be cheat, steal, kill, rape, murder, all of it. Hillary Clinton alone has done most of it. And yet the Republicans do nothing. But the closer we get to 2024, it almost seems like they've either overplayed their hand, they've played the same hand so long that Trump, being as intelligent as he is, has learned to take their playbook and use it against them. And that's kind of what it seems like. The more court appearances this guy makes, the more voters are swayed to vote for him. We see Democrats now that are just done. They're leaving the Democrat Party for a multitude of reasons. One of them is they're tired of the witch hunts. They realize we're in a recession that we've been lied to over and over and over again. They realize that the pandemic was used for political gain and to cover up certain things politically. They're trying to do it again. And that's the thing. Even the most uneducated, politically progressive Democrat, you can only fool them so many times before they're like, hey, look, you guys are running me in circles here. That doesn't go for all of them. Some of them are just flat out retarded. But we're seeing a lot of them jump ship from the Ukraine thing. How is it we have billions and billions of dollars to send Ukraine, yet we can't efficiently support Haiti and the wildfires? How is it we can spend billions and billions of dollars in Ukraine and sending probably even double that to Israel, our biggest ally, which, by the way, completely goes against any and everything that Christianity stands for. They literally think Jesus is burning in hell. Why Christians keep deciding to support Israel blows my mind, but that's a whole nother topic. So is doom and as gloomy as it looks the closer we get to 2024. It almost seems like everything they are doing is working against them. And quite frankly, that's the best case scenario we have. We've seen from the GOP candidates that debated, they're all trash. All of them have their weaknesses. DeSantis is boring. You might be able to put together a 60-second clip of any and everything he has ever said that has been worth anything. Sure, can he make small political changes in his state to make his state better? Absolutely. But Trump has proven he can do that on a country scale, not just a state. Trump was able to transform states and their policies before he was ever even a politician. He has influence that most of these politicians put together couldn't wish to have. Yet for whatever reason, it seems like our biggest enemy at this time is our own party. Of course the Democrats hate Trump. Of course CNN and MSNBC is going to do anything and everything they can do to make Trump look bad. That's backfiring. What's not backfiring is people like Vivek or whatever his name is, DeSantis, Chris Christie, coming out here and making it seem like Trump isn't the candidate that we need leading the GOP party. Chris Christie himself said multiple times in the debate that we needed someone, not naming Trump, because as fat as he is, he still didn't have the balls big enough to say it. We didn't need somebody as mean as Trump in office saying the mean things that he says. That's the opposite of the truth. If anything, we need Trump, not the Trump we've seen in 21, not the Trump we've seen in early 2022, but the raw, uncensored Trump. The one who could come on national TV and say, illegal immigrants were all murderers and rapists. As horrible as that sounds, that's the Trump we need, because that's the president that's going to point out the things that have to change in the United States. There's a million things going on wrong in our country at this very moment. However, you can't fix everything overnight. And even if the guy wins, which is a big if, we don't know if our votes count at this point. And you would almost think they would have to let Trump win this next election, or the jig is up. I don't think anybody at the end of the 2024 election, if Trump does not win, will believe in our system, in the democracy, ever again. So even with the evil background powers that be, you almost have to think they have to let him win this one. They have to play by fair rules this time. That doesn't mean they're going to try anything and everything to make him unable to run, but that's the only card they have to play. If Trump is able to win, if Trump is able to run but does not win, that's them saying, we manipulate the system, we cheat, we decide who goes in office. So they have to let him win, or they have to stop him from running. That's why you see this big push from the Democrats and the progressives to keep him from running. Why else do all this? If you think that Trump is such a bad candidate, if you think that Trump is so evil that him being in office will do so much damage to this country, which we have for evidence that gives us the total opposite factual information. But if that was the case, they wouldn't need to charge him in 7 to 8 different states. They wouldn't need to pull all the stops out to try to keep this guy from running. Because if he was as bad as people make him out to be, nobody would vote for him. But they have to do that because they know he's the best candidate. What he also is the worst candidate for those evil actors to stay in power and to keep getting away with the evil shit that they're doing now. Trump's been in office. He knows how it works. He knows the things he can go in there and get away with without stirring the pot. He also knows the things he will get in trouble and stir the pot. Except this time, he has nothing to lose. What are they going to do? Charge him in 7 different states? Try to put him in jail for the last remaining 8-9 years of his life? Destroy his legacy? All these things are impossible. The guy has too much money. He is too favored, too loved. He is almost, for as much as people say, there is no one person that we can vote for that will do the things that need to be done to fix this country. That's almost not true. Of course, he can't do it on his own, and he has a very limited time, but he is the only person that can start this. He showed that in 2016. This is why for the last year and a half or so, or towards the end of Trump's election, when the COVID thing was going on and everybody was jumping ship and turncoating, as you see people do, they wanted to find anything and everything to like another candidate. Yet here we are, the closer we get to 2024, people are jumping back on the bandwagon because they know this is the only guy. If you want to start the flame of a revolution, there's only one guy who holds that power, and it is Trump. If it wasn't Trump, you would not see all the effort, all the money going into trying to stop this guy from running. And the podcast I did a couple days ago was, it would almost be in the Democrats' favor to just drop it. to just let things play out the way they're going to play out. Because the more they push, the more they go after Trump, the more people want to vote for him. I know libertarians. I listen to all the political podcasts. I have heard people that do not like Trump have every reason not to vote for Trump that are now saying they're going to vote for Trump. For if any other reason, just to fuck the system. Because it is so broken. Because what they are doing to Trump is so wrong. And it's a precedent that we cannot let be set. Time and time again, the American people have been faced with a challenge. Over the 250 plus years that we have been a country, we have been faced with challenges. Faced with challenges. We have overcome those challenges. Yet for whatever reason, the last 20, 30 years, we are faced with challenges. And instead of being better, instead of overcoming those challenges, we weaken. We become less civilians. We become less free. We had COVID. We had election tampering, whatever you want to call it. Fuck you, YouTube. Strike that. But we've done nothing. The only thing we've done is make little short TikToks here and there trying to voice a small protest. At some point, we have to say enough is enough. So even if the people that are not, diehard brainwashed Democrats, if they have become convinced to the point where they vote for Trump because the way they are going after Trump, that is a good thing. They would have to skew the numbers so hard that it is just completely obvious that there was election tampering in 2024 for them to be able to get away with Trump not winning. So this is how I see it playing out. They will try up until the final hour, if not the final minute, to stop Trump from being allowed to run in the 2020 presidential race. When that fails, because it will fail, because even the hindrance of that can cause an uproar, Trump will win. If Trump does not win, you will see if America will continue to exist after that point. You're either going to see the American people fold under tyranny and no longer be a free nation, or you are going to see a revolution, an uproar, and a turn like we have not seen in the last decade. And that's just how I see it playing out. That's not a call for violence. You always got to throw that in there because the ATF's watching. But it just is what it is. There's been, and I don't necessarily think that's the most likely outcome, given the evidence that I've seen with COVID, with the 2020 election, with all the things that Biden has got away with, manipulating and using the ATF and the DOJ. I don't foresee an American people that rises up against such an obvious abuse of tyrannical power. It is just the last hope. It is the last hope that if we are no longer allowed to have free and fair elections, if we are no longer allowed to have the best candidate in office try to save what is left of our republic, the last fail stop is we the people. And if at that point, instead of standing up and starting the rebellion that needs to happen, does not happen at that point, You will see people put masks back on. You will see toilet paper disappear off of shelves again. You will see people fight and get in lines longer that go out the door for fake vaccine shots. Those are the options that we will be met with come Election Day 2024. So every time you see something in the news that may make you feel some kind of way, doubtful, or maybe like this might be the thing that finally sinks Trump's ship, don't be so disheartened. That's not the case. Everything that they are doing as of this moment is helping. It is helping every person that did not pay attention to politics yesterday pay attention to them today. It is making everybody who did not like Trump, that understands the free republic, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, that what they are doing to a political opponent is not fair, is not what is supposed to be happening in a first world country. This is third world shit. This is Niger shit. The shit going on in Africa right now, it's like that, except we have a filter over the American people's eyes that make it seem like none of this is actually happening. And I hope that if, and probably when, Trump is fucked out of the next election, that it's more than just a couple hundred people on the internet like myself making videos saying that the free republic is over. It is my hope that at that point there will be so many people that stand up that there isn't a need for violence, that politicians will be forced with the decision: do we nuke the American people? Do we make this a police country? Do we turn this into Nazi Germany? Or do we let this country be ran by the will of the people? So we shall see. And with that, guys, pretty short one today. No viewers as usual. I tried running it in 4K today. I don't even know that it's possible you can run it. I heard that you can film in 4K and upload in 4K, but you can't stream live in 4K yet. But I've been out of the loop, so I tried putting my settings to 4K, adjusting some of the light and stuff like that, so hopefully it looks a little bit better for you guys. Let me know what you think. I would really like it if people would start leaving comments. There's only so many things going on politically that I can talk about, and there's only so many things that we can do at this very moment to stop the unjust gun control shit that's going on right now. That if people would leave comments and say, this is what we're worried about, this is what we need people to look into, this is what we want to know if it's true or not, that would help me a little bit. If not, I can make videos for days on all the gun control that they're still trying to pass and are going to pass. Before election night 2024, you are going to be appalled, if you are even aware at all, on the gun control that will be implemented between now and then. The universal background checks that will come to kick in without a vote through Congress. The fact that you will no longer be allowed to sell guns to an Ohio, to another Ohio resident, or whatever state you live in. There will be more states that are no longer allowed to have SBRs, while also still enforcing that you can't have a pistol brace without making it an SBR. The ways that they are implementing gun control would blow your mind. And it's happening every single day, not through Congress, although some of it is through Congress because we have retarded Republican turncoats that even though they get paid to read bills and make sure the American people don't get fucked over, they just sign whatever because it benefits them. So now we get fucking red flag laws across the whole United States and universal background checks. But it would blow your mind. The amount of things that Biden has just went to the ATF and the DOJ and said, just do it. I know we're not allowed to, but do it anyway. The amount of states that have circumvented the Supreme Court after the Supreme Court has said, no, this is not the way the United States is supposed to run. Those states do it anyways. So where is the line in the sand of when we're a country and when we're not? We can't just continue on saying we'll follow some of the rules, but some of us won't. That's not how a free society is supposed to work. That's not a society at all. That is a ruling class. That is a class that thinks it's better than everyone else, doing whatever the fuck they want and not being checked and balanced. And that's what has to stop. The only problem we are seeing is there's nobody willing to step up and do the checking and the balancing. You would think it would come from one of the three branches of government. However, we all should know by now that's not the case. It's the, judicial, electoral, the House, the Senate. None of these people are checking and balancing their self. So now the ball is passed to us. We, the people, have to do the checking and the balancing. And in 2024 will be the last shot at them being able to show us that we can even do it at the ballot box. At that point, we have to move on. We have to seek more drastic ways to resolve this situation. Because if not, then we have to start all over. With that, guys, I love you guys. Stay safe. America first. God bless. Peace, y'all.